Good evening and thanks for joining us. A dramatic week is coming to an end in Ottawa, days after Prime Minister Mark Carney's government tabled its first federal budget, projecting an even bigger deficit. But tonight, it's not the governing Liberals under the microscope, it's the official opposition. The Conservative Party is in turmoil after two MPs announced they're leaving the party this week, one of them crossing the floor to join the Liberals. As David Akin reports in our top story, that's raising questions over the Tories' ability to vote against Carney's budget and their trajectory under Pierre Poilievre's leadership.
Prime Minister Mark Carney headed to Toronto on the last day of a busy week to sell the budget his government tabled Tuesday.
We estimate that the budget, measures in the budget, will help unleash over $1 trillion in investment over the next 5 years. And that alone will increase our GDP by 3.5%.
A few blocks away, at the very same time, the opposition leader was making the case against the budget.
This promise-breaking budget by Mark Carney is the single most expensive for Canadians who will be paying the price.
But some of Pierre Poilievre's own MPs have been making the case against his leadership. On Wednesday, one of his MPs, Chris D'Entremont, crossed the floor to join the Liberals. And on Thursday, another one, Edmonton MP Matt Genereux, said he would quit the House altogether, though not until next spring. Those shifts make it even harder for the opposition to defeat the minority Liberals on a confidence vote.
Mr. Bruson, Mr. Leblanc.
Indeed, the Liberals handily won a confidence vote Thursday
Mr. McGuinty.
and again Friday on the budget. Even though Genereux is still a Conservative MP, he did not cast a vote Thursday or Friday, and he has refused to say if he will vote on the budget's final confidence vote on Monday, November the 17th. In the meantime, Liberals, including the Prime Minister himself, were talking to an unknown number of Conservatives all week and may do so again next week to convince more MPs to quit on Poilievre. The Liberals need just two more MPs on their side to turn their minority government to a majority. The Conservative House leader cried foul on Prime Minister Carney's tactics.
He's trying to cobble together a majority through undemocratic means, with backroom deals and pressure tactics.
Back in Toronto, Carney was joking about it.
How many seats do you need to have a majority?
I can't remember.
Do you want to answer?
Need a couple.
Just a couple.
Just
All right.
a couple. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Prime Minister.
So call your local MP if they're not a Liberal and tell them to come.
David, the Prime Minister may have been joking around there, but this is no laughing matter for the leader of the opposition.
It is not, Neetu. Poilievre has now lost 3 MPs on his watch. The first one, a Quebec MP, quit 3 days after Poilievre became leader back in 2022, and at the time said he could not work with Poilievre's values. And now he's lost 2 more this week, one to the Liberals. And of course, Poilievre lost his own seat in the last general election. You know, many Conservative MPs that I spoke to this week, they feel a bit rattled and unsure about their party's direction.
Pierre Poilievre is facing a full-blown leadership crisis after 2 Conservative MPs abandoned ship during budget week, one crossing the floor to the Liberals and another resigning entirely after reportedly talking to Mark Carney about defecting. The Conservative Party is reeling, Poilievre's authority is being questioned, and insiders are whispering about whether his combative leadership style is driving MPs away. It is chaos, it is dramatic, and it could not come at a worse time for the Conservatives. Welcome to Canada Newsletter, where we break down the moment when Poilievre's grip on his party started looking seriously shaky. Before we dive into what these resignations mean for Poilievre's future and whether more Conservatives are preparing to jump ship, hit that subscribe button and click the notifications bell. You will not want to miss how this political crisis unfolds. Right, let us get into this properly explosive situation. The Conservative Party is reeling from a pair of resignations that happened during budget week. First, Nova Scotia MP Chris D'Entremont crossed the floor to the Liberals, citing disagreement with Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre's approach to politics. That was devastating enough. Floor crossings are rare and embarrassing, signaling deep dissatisfaction within a party. But then, 2 days later, Edmonton MP Matt Genereux resigned from his position, citing the need for more time with his family. That explanation might have been believable in isolation, but according to a senior Liberal source who spoke to CBC, Genereux was in talks with Prime Minister Carney about defecting. So the family time excuse looks suspiciously like damage control, a way to exit without the political fallout of openly joining the Liberals. Longtime federal politics reporter Stephen Marr, author of The Prince, The Turbulent Reign of Justin Trudeau, has been walking observers through this high-stakes political drama. And the picture he paints is genuinely troubling for Poilievre. Dentermont explicitly cited Poilievre's negative leadership style as the reason for his defection. He described the Conservative caucus as feeling like part of a frat house rather than a serious political party. That is brutal. When your own MPs are publicly questioning whether your party is serious, you have a credibility problem. Dentermont also claimed that Conservative House leader Andrew Scheer and party whip Chris Warkentin barged into his office, nearly knocked down his assistant, and screamed at him about being a snake after rumors of his defection surfaced. The Conservatives deny that account, insisting the meeting was calm and measured, but the fact that there are two wildly different versions of the same encounter suggests deep dysfunction. Jenrix's resignation raises even more questions. If he was genuinely in talks with Carney about defecting, why did he ultimately resign instead? Was he pressured by the Conservatives to leave quietly rather than cross the floor? Sources told CBC that former Conservative campaign manager Jenny Byrne, who has faced criticism for toxic and angry behavior, has been involved in the party's efforts to quash further floor crossings. That suggests the Conservatives are in full panic mode, trying to prevent more MPs from abandoning Poilievre. Dentermont told CBC he believed 3 or 4 other Conservative caucus members were considering crossing the floor when he was deliberating over his decision. If that is true, Poilievre could be facing more defections in the coming weeks. The timing of these resignations is catastrophic for Poilievre. He is facing a leadership review in January, and 2 MPs leaving within days sends a clear message that not everyone is happy with his approach. Poilievre's combative style, his relentless attacks on Carney, and his refusal to compromise might play well with the Conservative base, but they are clearly alienating moderate MPs who want a more constructive approach to politics. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, this has been Canada Newsletter.